NEWS2. Can you help? Magdalene Mills has experienced challenges throughout much of her life, but now a tough challenge awaits of needing a new kidney. And Easter campers hit the beach over the weekend. We talk with one camper who has been doing it for more than 40 years.
Contestant number 1!
LaZonique Phillip is our new Princess of Carnival. Highlights from the show. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of NEWS2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. At age 49, Magdalene Mills has experienced challenges throughout much of her life, from being diagnosed with hypertension and diabetes as early as her 20s. She now faces the diagnosis of needing a new kidney. But financially, things don't look so good, and being put on a waiting list may take too long. NEWS2's Erica Bivens brings us this story.
Living a lifestyle of being a hypertensive person and a diabetic person is like a double whammy.
At age 49, Magdalene Mills takes 3 different medications. She became hypertensive in her 20s and has also been diabetic for the last 20 years.
This is something that nobody should have to go through, because it also takes away. Sometimes you feel like, you really don't have a life, because there's certain things you want to eat, there's certain things you want to do, and living this life sometimes is just not the best, thing to go and do what you want to do.
Over the last 2 years, Mills has been receiving hemodialysis treatment here at the hospital 3 times a week, but now doctors say she needs a new kidney.
Yes, both kidneys have failed. And also wants me to also have a pancreas transplant. So diabetes would not be a part of my life anymore.
Mills is not on the transplant list yet because all 5 of her daughters say they want to get tested to see if they're a possible match. But getting tested in addition to surgery costs money that their insurance doesn't cover.
Right now, I am not working. I'm a certified nursing assistant of 21 years. Love what I do, but because of my situation sometimes and, the times that I gotta go to dialysis, most people have a problem with the timing that, you live on.
Despite tough times, family support keeps her going.
It's been a real tough 2 years. But with the love of my children, they have been there for me.
For NEWS2, I'm Erica Bivens.
Mills is currently putting together an account to gather financial support so her daughters can get tested to see if they're a match. We will keep you updated. Police were dispatched to the Clearview Apartments to investigate the case of a woman who was apparently grazed on her eyebrow and right shoulder by gunshots and took her to the hospital. The victim was able to tell police that a relative was driving her car and she was in the passenger seat in a state content when an oncoming car opened fire on her vehicle and sped away. Police recovered several spent shell casings at the scene. Call detectives at 715-5522, 715-5516-911 or Crime Stoppers. That number is 1-800-222-TIPS if you can help. Meanwhile, police are seeking a 3rd suspect in connection to an armed robbery that occurred at the Dashi restaurant in the Carnival arcade in downtown Christiansted on March 29th. 2 other 16-year-old minor suspects were apprehended about 10 minutes after the crime and charged. At 9 p.m. on March 29, police were notified of the robbery in progress. The suspects were described as armed, wearing green T-shirts, dark-colored short pants with their faces covered in different colored bandanas. Several patrons were robbed of their cash and personal belongings. Officers located 2 minors riding bicycles in the vicinity of the Ralph D. Chabert housing community. Again, call police if you have any information that can help. Well, in just a few short weeks, the Peters Rest garbage dump will be replaced by a new bin site. The new convenience center for residential trash will be the first of its kind in the territory, and waste management officials say they plan to convert all the dump sites in the VI. NEWS2's Erica Parsons has that story.
The Peters Rest dump site is getting a facelift.
The facade that you see right now is going to go away. Those bin sites are going to be removed. That section is going to be closed off. What we're doing is we're changing the aesthetics of the bin sites.
Members of the media got the first look at the new Peters Rest Convenience Center that's the first of its kind in the VI.
This facility is a residential waste disposal site that is comprised of multi-stops for waste disposal.
The compactors that we have here would hold close to 2 to 2.5 of the 30-yard open bins that you normally see in one compactor.
Each convenience center will be a manned facility, and the Peters Rest site has 3 stations.
First station is for your household trash, the stuff that you put into your garbage bins and your plastic bags at the end of the day.
Area 2 will be for the acceptance of yard waste, bulk waste such as furniture, scrap metal, and white goods such as refrigerators and stoves.
Our 4th station in section 2 is where we will be accepting the aluminum and steel cans for the Boys and Girls Club.
Area 3 will be for hazardous household waste. Officials are shooting for an April 15th open before moving on to the Mandal site in St. Thomas. Getting funding will determine how quickly the other dump sites are converted, but it's a goal Waste Management is moving quickly towards, as they told the public during a recent town hall.
We need them to be our eyes, our ears. We want to make this work, and we want to make it last.
Residents say they're thankful not only for the improved look, but the education residents will get when it comes to taking out the trash.
I was interested because a lot of garbage keep flying all over the place. I saw the new facility there. It looked quite clean.
All the things that I heard here tonight, very impressive.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
Now, funding for the centers was paid through grants from the Department of Interior. Hours for the Peters Rest facility will be from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and shorter hours weekends and holidays. Meanwhile, after his recent trip to Denmark, Governor John P. DeYoung explained how progressive Denmark is when it comes to renewable energy. He made a stop to a waste-to-energy and wastewater facility that was placed right in the middle of a neighborhood.
They were private companies that were doing the development. So it wasn't a case where the municipalities were investing themselves, but they were entering into partnerships. And that's the same route that we're doing with WAPA, is not just having public funds go into the project, but also developing relationships with developers that can actually enter into agreements and provide us with the energy, whether it be from wastewater to wind, for solar, and that's the process that we're following. So from that standpoint, it's very consistent. Now it's just a matter of making sure that we implement the solar, which we're doing, look at the possibility of wind, and I think at some point we have to go back and at least look at the whole notion of waste to energy. We can't ignore the fact that we've got 2 landfills, and we need to figure out a way to at least reduce what's going into the landfills. And we have the need for power. And what better power source than garbage?
Government House announced an interim agreement was reached between the government of the Virgin Islands and Hovenza. Governor DeYoung informed the legislature that Hovenza had requested an extension to finalize the written document setting forth the agreement. That finalized agreement will set forth the process for the sale of the refinery on St. Croix and Hovenza's operations during the period of sales process. Once signed by all parties, the agreement will be presented to the legislature for its consideration and approval. Well, keeping our eye on the economy, this is the New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank's Stock Market Watch. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P all down. The Dow 5, Nasdaq 28, S&P 7. Coming up on News 2, our Carnival Corner and a brief look at the schedule of events coming up. But first, some highlights from the Carnival Princess Show. The 3 contestants shined on stage, and see how the winner, Princess LaZonique Phillip, outshined the others. Well, we have a new Carnival Princess who will reign over the upcoming 2013 St. Thomas Carnival events. LaZonique Phillip of Alla Muller School was crowned on Sunday at the Lana Roberts Stadium. LaZonique wowed the judges, also capturing Miss Photogenic, Miss Congeniality, Best Couture Wear, Schoolwear, and Best Talent. The other 2 contestants, Shania Adia Lewis and Shania Lewis, also shined on stage, capturing other prizes as well. Shania won Best Evening Wear and Miss Intellect, and Daquana, Miss Cooperative.
The rain and mud don't stop the carnival, and that held through for the evening
Many flocked to the Lionel Roberts Stadium on Sunday for the Princess competition. 3 very young contestants graced the stage.
On Carnival morning, I fly east with my parents, LaZonique and Phillip. We beat our feet to the sound of pad and calypso music. Troops are lighting the streets in vibrant colors. Send the message, it's a tropical scene for Carnival 2013.
Your Carnival Princess contestant number 2, and I am ready to take you through this tropical scene for Carnival 2013. Thank you.
Becoming Dr. Lewis is what I am destined to be. So journey with me as I embrace the magic of Carnival Tropical Scene 2013.
After those presentations, the contestants modeled their sportswear and evening wear, and even showed off a creative segment called Best Couture Wear. Using the school colors and patterns, showed off the new look for school uniforms. The talent segment brought out all the enthusiasm as supporters cheered for their favorite.
I can open your eyes, take you on a wide wander, over sideways and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view.
Then it was the question and answer segment. And the final moment
is contestant number 1, LaZonique Phillip.
After that announcement, LaZonique Phillip took her first walk as princess, the first of many to come. And we will be sure to get some reaction from our new princess later this week. Well, next weekend, the Carnival Queen show is set. 5 young ladies are vying for that prestigious title. All the nail-biting excitement begins at 8 p.m. Then on Friday, April 12, Love the Sounds of Brass. Brass-O-Rama is set. The different sections in the band, you can hear all of them get that opportunity. On Saturday, it's the Calypso Review. Some outstanding calypsonians from home and abroad come up with some very witty lyrics. Now on Sunday, it's all about the young ones with the Toddlers Derby at 5 p.m., then the Best Dressed as a Doll and traditional games at 7 p.m. Well, Easter is surrounded by many cultural traditions, but customarily on St. Croix, it's a time to camp with family and friends. One St. Croix family has been camping for more than 40 years, and our NEWS2 intern, Emanuela Perez Casillas, spent some time with them on Thursday.
Here at the Yellow Cliff campsite, the Felix family says the children are the heart of their camp. So for a couple of weeks in the year, they feel like they're in heaven. The Felix family campsite was in full swing, marked by a high-flying Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico flag.
Jaime, because he went up with my nephews, and they went to put it up. Before, it used to be all the girls, the mothers that are here, they used to go up.
Carmen Gladys Felix says her family loves to camp because they love to be outside.
My father, my mother, and our parents used to do it. So that's why it's tradition.
For 2 weeks, the Felix family keeps tradition alive by pitching tents on the beach and living off of the sea. A camp day includes waking up to the vocal sounds of the ocean, basking in the warm sun, and feasting on the catch of the day.
Camps, we have get whelks. Whatever we get in the sea, we use it here for the food.
And to keep tradition going, the love of camping is passed down through generations.
It's not camping without kids. We could be here, play domino, play poquino, play cards, play whatever. But without the kids, we don't have camping. So that's why we teach them to continue our tradition.
This family custom surrounds life on the beach with food, fun, and lots of laughter.
Oh, it's nice in the morning for the breakfast. for the breakfast. It's just all the kids come a big line for breakfast, and in the night the domino club. They come and enjoy this. They are welcome, whoever wants to come and visit us.
Emanuela Perez Casillas, News 2.
Now, most campers wrapped up the camp season on Monday by breaking camp and cleaning the beaches. School spirit was on full display this past Saturday as thousands of residents gathered at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center for the 3rd annual High School Battle of the Bands competition. The competition featured the Darken Devil Rays, who took on their crosstown rivals CAHS Chicken Hawks for the 3rd consecutive year. Bands showed their school pride as they dazzled crowds with an assortment of dance and march routines. After a fierce battle, the Charlotte Molly's Marching Hawks would go on to win the competition for the 3rd consecutive year. Here are some sight and sounds from this year's competition. Excellent job by all the contestants there. Stick around, your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.